Hey, Michelle Schaefer here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use a calendar to make planning your blog content easier and more effective. Step 1, get your calendar in front of you. You can use a whiteboard like I am, you can just scribble it on a piece of paper, use a printed calendar, do it on your computer, use WordPress editorial calendar plugin, whatever works for you, but get a calendar. Next step is to look at the month as a whole. First thing to check out is what holidays are coming up, and what do you have going on your personal calendar? Okay, so what holidays and what's on your personal calendar? During August, we don't have Christmas or Thanksgiving, but we do have some interesting holidays, and you might want to keep track of the not so normal holidays that are happening. For example, the 13th is International Left-Handers Day. That's an interesting holiday. That can make a cool blog post, depending on what you blog about. We've also got International Friendship Day is on the 5th. Okay, so look for holidays like that. A couple of reasons. Number 1, it can inspire some really unique blog post ideas. Number 2, you want to make sure that if you've got holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, anything you might not be blogging that day, or that you want to blog about but need to write it in advance, marked out on your calendar. Second part of this is your personal holidays. So do you have a vacation coming up? What do you have going on that may keep you from blogging that you need to pre-schedule content for? For me, during August, I'm going to be gone this week. I've got a mastermind retreat. So I need to put that on my blogging calendar so that I remember, hey, I've got to schedule content in advance for that week. So that's step 1. Look at your holidays and look at what you've got going on personal-wise that will keep you from blogging certain days. The second step is to look at your marketing calendar, because blogging needs to play into your marketing strategy and be effective for you, or not such a good use of your time. So look at your marketing calendar. Do you have things coming up? A product launch, a promotion, teleseminars, webinars? What's going on for you that you want to tell people about on your blog? So for me, I've got a product workshop launching here about joint ventures and partnerships. So when I look at that strategically, what I would do then is say, okay, so in the weeks leading up to that, I want to blog about that topic. I want to share things that will help people see I know what I'm talking about. I've got some expertise around this. So what I might do is block out this week here and plan that that week I'm going to do a series of posts on how to use partnerships and JVs in your business. Now, I might not blog every day that week, but this blocks it out for me so that I know that's what I'm blogging about during that week. I've got a webinar that I'm offering on this day. So what I would do is post about that webinar on one of the days previous to it, so that it has time to get out there on my RSS feed and to my subscribers and let them know, hey, I've got a webinar coming up. So that's the second thing you want to look at, is your marketing calendar. What do you have going on for your own business? You also want to look a little further in advance. So if I'm planning August content, I'm going to look at my calendar for the rest of the year and say, okay, September, October, November, what do I have coming up? Is there anything that I need to start seeding about now, start talking about the topic, start teaching a little bit around? The reason this is helpful is not only can you start building some credibility in advance, but you can also get some really great feedback. So I know that I'm going to be running my blogging class again in a few months, and that's going to play into my strategy now. Anything that I've got questions about, if I'm wondering, should I add a new module on a certain topic? How are people doing with certain things? What questions have they got? I would plan that into my blog. So one thing I really want to emphasize in my next class is more of the traffic aspect, because that's the part my students seem to really like. So I want to zero in on that more. So I might look at my calendar and say, right here, I'm going to write a series of posts about traffic. I want to make sure that I'm getting that idea out there and finding out what do people need help around that, what's working for them, what's not. So look at your marketing calendar, plan some content around that. The third thing that I look at is, what do my friends have going on? So what do I want to promote that's not my stuff that I'm promoting as an affiliate or just as a favor to a friend? So I would look at, who do I know that's got anything big launching this month, or anything that they're trying to get the word out about. Maybe somebody's running a really great telesummit I want to share. So I would put in here, okay, on this day, I want to share my friend's telesummit. Maybe on this day, I want to run a guest post from a friend who's launching a new ebook or a new program. Okay, so plan out where those joint venture, friendship, promotions play into your calendar. Where can you bring other people in, spotlight them on your blog? So that's the next thing to look at. Then the fourth thing that I look at is a strategy for the remaining posts. So this is where I go through and I fill in whatever's left. You'll notice I didn't start with trying to brainstorm 30 ideas for every day of the month, or 31 in August. I started with, what do I have going on? What are the holidays? Then I went to, what am I marketing? Because you want your blog to play in your marketing strategy. Then I went with, what are my friends doing? Now I'm looking at, what do I want to blog about? Because you can see I've got just a few spots left open. I've got a lot of stuff already filled in. So what I look at now is, okay, how many times a week do I want to blog? And what do I need to fill in at this point? And then what I do is I look at series. What series do I have going on my blog that I want to continue with? And then I'll do some brainstorming of topics. So for me, every Monday I've been doing a question and challenge video. So I would write in here, question and challenge, so that I remember. Question and challenge video. That's what I've got going on Mondays. So my Monday content is going to revolve around that. Now if I want to, I can bring Friendship or Left-Handers Day into that question and challenge. I could bring JVs into my question and challenge video, but that's a series I've got going on. If you've got a series like Wordless Wednesday where you share a photo every Wednesday, if you've got a series where you do something inspirational on the weekends, whatever series you've got, fill those in on your calendar. And you can see it starts to really fill up. So planning your content doesn't have to be really difficult. You just got to sit down and write out your plan like this. The next thing I would do is look at, where do I have spaces? So here, 29th, 30th, 31st, I don't have anything scheduled there. So I need to come up with a topic that I want to talk about. When I'm trying to brainstorm that, usually what I will do is go back to the most popular posts on my blog and look through the comments and see, okay, I wrote about 10 things you can do in 10 minutes to move your business forward. What were the comments? Did anybody else add ideas that would make a great blog post? Did anybody ask questions I can turn into a post? That's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. Or I look at social networks. What are people asking me that I can share with them and answer on my blog? All right, so that's step 4, is just go through and fill in those missing pieces. Then step 5 is to get some backup plans in place. What is your backup plan? I've got a backup plan pretty much every month for my blog, which is, if I don't get 2 posts in minimum a week, I need to pull something out of my backup plan and get it on there so I've got consistent content. For me, backup is things like pulling e-zine articles, or going to YouTube, finding a cool video that I can share from YouTube or TED Talks, or I might look for an infographic. These are things you can share without having to create them yourself. So if you're thinking, okay, I need all sorts of different content on my blog, I should have video, I should have audio, I should have infographics, don't try to create it yourself every time. Leverage some of these resources that it's already created for you, and there's great content waiting to be shared. So my backup plan, I go back and I look at my topics. So my marketing plan, I want to post about getting traffic to your blog, I want to post about doing partnerships. So that's what I'm looking for when I go to e-zine articles, YouTube, TED Talks, and infographic sites. I look for content around that, and I either bookmark it, or I put it, copy the link, put it in my blog so I've got it saved as a draft post, and then I can fit those into my plan, and on those days where life goes crazy, I didn't have time to blog, you've got something ready. Having that backup plan in place at the beginning of your month will make a huge difference in how consistent you stay with your blog. So I hope this has been helpful in kind of figuring out how to look at your month, how to plan your content strategically so that your blog is more effective and less overwhelming for you. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get more great blogging tips from me. And go to michelleschaefer.com/51 and you'll find a free download checklist where you can get a list of 51 things to change on your blog to make it work better and make it really rock for your business.